Welcome back to another episode of The Canon. We got a special Oscar edition. The Oscar nominations came out, and so we're going to do some surprises, snubs, favorites, all that good stuff. This has been an interesting year, 2017. A lot of different interesting projects. I thought it was an underwhelming year overall. I didn't think we got anything special like we have in years past, but a lot of interesting projects, like I said. A lot of interesting storylines with the social part of Hollywood right now and how that might influence some of these nominations and votes. So a lot of crazy things happening. So let's just get right into it. Let's start at the top. We got Best Picture. Now for me, I thought they were going to go 6 or 7 because I didn't think there were a lot of movies that deserve Best Picture this year. But they did go 9. They didn't go to full 10, but they went 9, kind of to round it out. And the biggest surprise for me is Get Out, for a number of reasons. Get Out, coming out so early in the year, having a horror, like they marketed it as a horror, but it wasn't really that. And, just the quality of the movie never crossed my mind as a Best Picture nomination. But it was in the black community, and then somehow Hollywood stole it and they started being the champions for this movie. The biggest champions for Get Out are not black, and that's weird to me. But this is kind of what I talk about. You know, there's some changes in the Oscars for good and for bad, and I don't feel like this is a good thing because it feels like a participation trophy. Cause it's not like Moonlight where you're like, okay, that's a diverse movie, but it has a chance to compete. You don't feel like Get Out is going to compete at all. At least I don't. And I don't think it has a chance at all to winning. So it feels like they just did it just because, you know, people are pushing the diversity narrative. So that was a surprise for me. And then Dunkirk. Apparently a lot of people thought it was going to get nominated. I thought all the technical achievements it was going to get. I had no idea Best Picture just because the overall narrative of the movie is not there. And a lot of people complained about that. So interesting that came up. But I think the favorite for me is 3 Billboards. The dark horse would be Shape of Water. I don't think there's a clear-cut juggernaut this year, but Billboard seems to get the most love. And Shape of Water is right behind it. So I think right now it'll be Billboards, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Shape of Water. Now moving down to lead actor, Daniel Kaluuya. That's the surprise. I mean, if you laid out best, you know, directing, screenplay, motion picture, and lead actor for Get Out and asked me what would I be most shocked, I would have said lead actor because technical achievements and, you know, the movie overall, you can convince me with Get Out, but the performances, nobody gave a knockout performance. And Daniel was good and he carried the movie, but in no way, shape, or form did I ever think he was going to get a lead actor nomination. And you're talking about not having somebody like Hugh Jackman from Logan in here, or, you know, a couple others that if you wanted to say Armie Hammer was a lead actor and Call Me By Your Name, maybe putting him in here. So it was shocking to see that. And then surprising is Denzel. He is at the status where he's just going to get nominated no matter what. But his performance in Roman J. Israel, which I didn't see, but you can tell is not on par with Fences from last year. It's not the powerhouse performance that he's used to giving. So him being in here when it could have been other people is interesting. But there's no dark horse. There's no race. It's only Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman's going to win this for Darkest Hour. That's been locked up for a while. Lead actress. So, there's no, I mean, again, Shreep, she's going to get nominated for whatever she does. And it's surprising, but it's not shocking. I'm not falling out of my chair. But I just thought if you watch the post, it's so blatant obvious that that's not an Oscar level performance that they gave it to her anyway. It was a little surprising, but, you know, there you go. I don't think she should have got it. I didn't see Molly's Game, so I can't say that it should be Jessica Chastain, but everything from what the movie's about to how it looks like she dominates that movie. And so it's surprising not to see her. But I think the favorite is Frances McDormand right now. She's getting a lot of love in the awards season. The dark horse will be Sally Hawkins. Sally had the most difficult performance. She was a mute. She had to do a lot of body acting, a lot of face acting, and she even had to do some singing and dancing. So I wouldn't be surprised if she sneaks up and wins it. But I think right now, 3 Billboards has the love. So Frances McDormand. Supporting actor, full of surprises. I mean, Christopher Plummer, like right off the top, a lot of people feel like that's another PC move, a PR move also to say F you to Kevin Spacey, because I didn't see the movie and he might be great. But if you reshot your whole part in less than a week, that tells me you're not in it a lot. And so for somebody to shoot a part the last second and get nominated smells fishy. And I just feel like there's some other people that could have been in there. Getting 2 nominations from Billboards was surprising. I thought they were going to hash it out and pick one. And you could go with either one. I personally would go with Woody Harrelson. But both of them getting one, that was kind of shocking to me. I think, again, you pick one and open up another spot because there's so many spots. If you want to say Armie Hammer supporting, you got him there. You definitely got Patrick Stewart from Logan, which I thought was the best supporting actor performance the whole year and should easily win, let alone be nominated. So I just feel like there's some snubs there that they could have put in there. And having Billboards with 2 and then Plummer was a little weird. I'm also surprised by Jenkins. I think he deserves it. And out of everybody in Shape of Water, I wanted him and Michael Shannon. And I thought Michael Shannon was a lock. And so I thought, if I was given 2 nominations, it'd be Richard Jenkins and Michael Shannon. But to see Richard Jenkins take the nomination was shocking because I didn't think they would go there. And so Michael Shannon is another snub for me. So real surprising list. I think one of the Billboards guys are going to win it. I didn't see the Florida Project. I know it was really loved by people, but not enough by the Academy. So I think one of the Billboards, probably Sam Rockwell, because he was in it the longest. Supporting actress, Octavia Spencer. Again, surprised, not shocked. She's getting nominations for whatever she does, but I don't think this performance was better than Hidden Figures. And I didn't think she should have been nominated for Hidden Figures. Janelle Monáe was better than her in Hidden Figures. And so Octavia Spencer, 2 years in a row getting nominations I don't think she deserved. It is what it is. That was a little surprising. And then we got Leslie Manville from Phantom Thread. How do you not nominate Vicky Krieps, who is a new actress, fresh face, who stood up toe-to-toe with Daniel Day-Lewis the whole movie? Either supporting or if you want to call her lead, she should be in there. Like, there's no debate. I mean, Leslie Manville played the sister, and she was great, but she had a small part. And Vicky played through the whole movie and stood toe-to-toe with the greatest actor ever. So it's just, I don't see how she didn't get nominated. But right now, I think Allison Janney for I, Tonya is going to win. There's a dark horse with Laurie Metcalf from Lady Bird. Lady Bird wasn't that good to me. Her mother was really good, but Allison Janney, that brash performance that people like Frances McDormand, I think she's going to end up taking it. Then we get to Best Director. Jordan Peele for Get Out. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm cool with him doing that because he wrote it and directed, and he really made a tight movie for his first outing. And so if you're going to give Greta Gerwig all this praise for a first movie with Lady Bird, then Jordan Peele deserves it too. The one I thought was missing, or a couple I thought was missing, I thought Captain Bigelow for Detroit should have been, if anything, because it's a lot of performances, so it's hard to pick one out. But if anything, you have to give her credit for how she made that movie claustrophobic and like a horror movie. And so I'm really shocked that she didn't get, or Detroit didn't get any love, but I think she should have got nominated for Best Director. I don't know who the front runner is. I would say it's Guillermo del Toro. Nolan might be a dark horse because the fact that Dunkirk got all these nominations that I didn't think they were going to get shows that they respect Nolan. And Guillermo, they love that movie, so they might go him, but Nolan might be a dark horse, and so would Greta Gerwig. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Del Toro for right now. And then going down to the screenplays. So adapted screenplay, Logan gets the nomination. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought they weren't going to give Logan any love. They give it the adapted screenplay, I guess, from Old Man Logan. I don't know. So that was a nice surprise. But as far as the front runner, I think it's going to be Call Me By Your Name. The Disaster Artist was cool, but you kind of already know that story. The book didn't really change much. I think Call Me By Your Name is the front runner in that one. But I will give a dark horse to Mudbound because they seem to got a lot of love. Original screenplay, shout out to the Big Sick. I don't know that it's going to win. For original screenplay, I would actually give it to Get Out because it was very creative. But again, 3 Billboards, I think, is the favorite here. Cinematography is packed. Man, no real surprises here. My favorite would be Blade Runner, but I think the real front runner is Dunkirk. So I'm going to say Blade Runner is going to be a dark horse. And then let's skip on down to editing. Film editing. Baby Driver was a surprise, but it deserved it. Didn't think it would be in there. Tanya, I'm surprised. I like the different style though they did with Tanya. The rest aren't really surprises. The front runner for editing is probably Shape of Water. People really like the way that movie was shot. But it'd be cool to see Baby Driver. I thought Baby Driver was brilliantly edited, to the music, to the words on the wall, to all the cuts. I thought it was really smooth. The movie moved like a car almost. So I wouldn't be mad at that, but I think the dark horse is Dunkirk. And then we go to sound editing, sound mixing, which are all the same movies. Is one movie gonna win both? Who knows? I don't know. This is a toss up. It's hard to deny Star Wars because the sound is amazing. Baby Driver has a great soundtrack, but that's not the same. Dunkirk though, I think Dunkirk is my favorite. I think Dunkirk is the lead dog because of the airplanes, the shooting, the ships, all the stuff they had to do. I think that movie was more about the aesthetic and the surroundings. So I think Dunkirk has that shot. And my dark horse would be Star Wars and Blade Runner. Then, let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Real quick, makeup and hair. So we only got 3 makeup and hair nominees. I think Logan is a huge snub. You watch Logan, you see the cuts, the bruises, the way they kept Logan looking super old, and even the way they made Professor X look senile and crazy. I thought the makeup for Logan, that should have been nominated. And also, I'm surprised Shape of Water didn't get nominated for makeup because of Doug Jones and his creature, which was an amazing design. I don't know if you count that as costumes, but I think since it is a makeup and all that, I think that's where it should have been nominated at. So those were some snubs for me. And then visual effects. Who do you pick? I think Kong Skull Island and Guardians and War of Planet of the Apes are all deserving, but surprising. It's funny when the Academy can go back and reward a movie that's early in the year when they want to, but when it deserves more than technical achievements, they act like they don't know what that movie is. So, visual effects, man, the front runner to me is Blade Runner, and then I think the dark horse is War of the Planet of the Apes. Star Wars was cool, but Planet of the Apes, you just had so many different CGI creatures that you had to make, and it looked really smooth. So I would say they're a real close dark horse to Blade Runner. Any other ones that we want to look at? I mean, the original score, again, I'm not a big score guy. John Williams got nominated again. Phantom Thread, which I kind of talked about in my review, I thought might get nominated. But from what I'm hearing, The Shape of Water is going to win. I don't really remember that score, so cool. And that's pretty much it. I mean, those are the major categories, especially the ones I know. I don't know a lot of the foreign or animated shorts, any of that. So that's my kind of look at it. I mean, there's definitely some snubs, and we're going to dig into it a little more as we get closer. But a lot that we expected. As I kind of said before, with the year being underwhelming, there's some races that are pretty locked up, and there aren't as many, battles as in years past, because we kind of it is what it is. But it was interesting to see them put out a lot of nominations, kind of just status quo. So interesting. But anyway, go to the comment section. Let me know what you thought. What's your biggest snub? Which nominations are you excited for? Which ones are you upset that aren't there? And who do you think is going to win? Of course. So go to the comment section. Let me know. Thumbs up, subscribe, share it around. And if you heard it here, it's official canon.